very wet.
Look at these.
You know, this is what it makes, which are then all varnished up, and will basically make, you know,
What's this one? That's like a flat cap or something, isn't it?
it's like a sided percher thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little percher thing. That's worn, so that's the front. It's just
Yeah.
headlights are.
And then, of course, we do the more intricate stuff, which are the 5-piece blocks, which are the section blocks, which are for where the top is larger than the base.
So how many of you work here then? Is it the two of you?
It's just the two of us full time,
Right.
and we do all of it basically. And
Wow.
we bloody work long hours and have to do what's necessary, don't we, Al? But we do have other people that we call on.
Yeah.
We need to, you know.
That's brilliant. Have you done any Philip Tracy stuff?
We do all of Philip Tracy's work.
Really? Cool. Have you got? I don't suppose you've got any blocks up here? No.
we have to. Philip pays an awful lot of money for his stuff.
Really?
So we keep them quite exclusive. The wood blocks would go off to college students or top designers usually, you know, for handwork at home. Whereas the metal blocks are used for mass production. Green sand hand moulding, and basically each part that you've got there in the plaster goes into the moulding boxes.
Right. Okay.
And basically you separate the boxes and you take the pattern out, put the boxes back together,
Right.
and then run the metal down the tube, and it fills the gap where the plaster was.
Oh right. Yeah.
That's probably the simplest way of explaining it.
Yeah. Just like liquid metal you use. Then?
Yeah. So we're using liquid alley at 700 odd degrees, which it melts at.
Right. Because I just thought with some of the shape of some of these hats, you could, don't know whether you could knock it round or something, but I suppose that just takes too long.
Well, no.
Too.
They've all got to be cast, and you can see that they've got the huge boxes that we use for the bigger brims, the smaller boxes. This is our furnace, which is all electronically controlled, so we just have to chuck them out. They're all ingots, so we buy proper ingots for the job.
Mm.
This is what we're all about. And then, once we've got all the bits, which we cast when we've got enough to do, but we would normally put this whole floor would be full of boxes basically.
Yeah.
And bits. We can see here, this is what the stalls come out like when they're straight out the sands. So this has got the runner on. So you can see that's where the metal's gone down.
Right. Yeah.
It's filled out the shape. So this has all got to be, that's the raw casting, that's all got to be finished and made nice. And that's what mounts the machine. So then we come up here. Basically we've got just a regular array of stuff you'd find, normally bandsaws, buffing wheels, belt sanders and hand sanders. And that's what they come out like.
Oh,
So that's the male and female shapes. Basically the material is going to be laid in there and squashed between the two arms basically.
yeah.
Strung on the edge, that's what the groove is, to hold it in place. And that's will set in about a minute on the machine.
Right.
And they make a hat in a couple of minutes. That's the blocking press that all our blocks fit. Under all that. And that's what you'll see in the vast majority of
Manufacturing
places.
I steam these up, so then the brim goes that way.
Oh, okay.
So then people wear them. They do actually much prefer them when they're flaked up. Like this, and just work it round and then steam it and twist it up like that. Yeah, the steam, because there are natural barbs in the fibres.
Oh, right.
The steam, when you heat up the fibres, that it allows them to become elastic and move.
Okay. So do people not have trouble when they sweat and stuff? I mean, if you're wearing that.
No, because the sweat goes against the peach and ribbon on the inside, but it's also localised, so it's only in one specific area, basically where it's touching your head. If it was hot days aren't the greatest, because hot days can have a tendency to make feathers flop and things like that, but it's steam that you really have problems with, because steam and pressure are used to keep a hat in shape. Because the brim already has a wire in it, it's just a case that the brim can't get any wider than the wire, so the wire's actually keeping it there, so it makes it far easier. Because all I'm doing then is, with my hands in there, I'm actually pulling open the felt, knowing that it can't go any more round than the wire on that edges. Yeah, with this one, because no one's face is symmetrical. So if you can use a brim line to actually draw people's eye away from your face. What you have to do is, when it's all cooled down, take it off and then really steam it and use almost like a shoe brush to polish it up.
Right.
You can't have it always, you can't have perfect indentations and without holes, without having a negative block that sits on here and clamps on. All those over there, they're for an arts commission that's going on the South Bank in February. This American artist called out the brim as two separates, and then you join them together around the head fitting.
Yeah, but it's only the shape of the trilby that really allows it to be made in one piece, isn't it?
Yeah. Because you couldn't actually, the blocks don't tend to fit one inside the other, because your head measurement in there is the same as the outside of a block, a crown. The same. Approximate, you can't do any more than that. It's just guesswork really. What you're trying to do, or what you try and do when you're cutting these things down, is keep them as even as possible. That piece will go over the top, so it becomes a shape. The crown itself is a little bit high, but once it's then, I'm going to make a gilded section to go round here, so it's going to then have like fleur-de-lis and things around here by hand anyway, so they wouldn't have ever been completely smooth and flat. Yep. So it'll be a case of working with whatever that is. This stage is really simple, and it's basically when you have something stiffened, the stiffener will only act, like I was saying to you earlier, only acts for so long before it actually it can become pliable. Basically what I'm having to do is stuff that China can't do, and because the Far East is making such a dramatic effect, having such a dramatic effect on our business, that we have to do things that they can't.
Yeah.
So all of us, like the Cyclops one that's got all the hand-dyed feathers and things like that with crystals and all stuff, they don't do stuff like that. They are doing volume and mass production, so we have to do everything that's not that to try and sort of stay ahead and even compete.